So our first story is one that everybody is interested in. So I'm really glad to talk about it. I'm going to play a clip, and then Melly and I are going to discuss it, like what we think about this, and we'll go from there. So everybody, ready? Here we go.
Opinions on your boyfriend going to a strip club. And let's change that to boyfriend, partner, spouse, husband, anything. I say let him go. Why not? And trust him. Like, bachelor parties, we're going to strip clubs. I think there is no issue. And be a good boy, whatever that definition is that fits you. Yeah, I don't have an issue with that at all. I personally love strip clubs. I truly think if you have a problem, it might be because you don't trust your partner. Also, I view strip club as like a place of entertainment where the people who are stripping are doing their job. Like, they're not just going to be on your boyfriend making out with him. I mean, I don't know if that's a problem then. But you know what I mean? Like, when I think of strip clubs, I'm like, yeah, get the lap dance. Like, that's part of the entertainment of the show.
Hearing things like this is exactly why
Okay. So, you want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so when I first saw this clip, I was like, what? And my initial thought was, these are just cool girls. You guys know all the cool girls. The cool girls are like, yeah, I don't care what my boyfriend does. My boyfriend, yeah, he sometimes makes out with that girl, but I'm just cool with it. Instead of coming to my birthday party, my boyfriend went and did a night with the guys. I'm cool with it. I actually want 5 kids within the next year, but my boyfriend doesn't, so I just tell him I'm cool with it. Like, that's who those girls, like, remind me of. Because, like, it's just not natural. I'm sorry, it's not natural to be okay with your boyfriend just going off, and because, you know, I guess explicit warning, like, he is being sexually stimulated. That's what that is. Whether you want to admit it or not, it's sexual stimulation. And he's being sexually stimulated by someone that's not you. That's not his woman. That's not okay. I also, I posted this on TikTok, and someone made a comment saying something like, this reminds them of a show written by men. And it's funny that she said that, because I had a male friend send me the clip before I added my edit to it. It was like, jokingly, he was like, I need a girl this dumb. Something like that. And I'm like, this just goes to show, like, what to me, what I'm saying the problem is that, like, men have lowered their standard in the sense of, or they lowered their character. I'll say that. The character morality has declined. So women have lowered theirs as well, instead of keeping theirs here and making men stay up here. Because that's what this is. It's a lowering of your standards. No woman, naturally, you want your spouse to only be aroused, your spouse, boyfriend, whatever. You want them to be aroused by you, because you are with them. You don't want to bring someone else in. That's just, I'm sorry, that's unnatural. That's not how we were made. And going against that is, you have to purposely go against it. And I feel bad for them, because, I mean, you cannot convince me that they mean that. You cannot convince me. Mel, what are your thoughts?
I think that they do mean it, and they really are.
You think
that
so?
Dumb. Like, they think that is progress, and that is the lie since the sexual revolution that women have been fed, that has been secretly, you know, led by men. You know, they're pulling the strings of the puppets to make us want contraception, to want abortion, and to want to allow our partners to go out and party at strip clubs and with hookers, prostitutes, or whatever, and that is somehow normal and should be celebrated. That is the opposite of progress. It is totally against our dignity as women and what we deserve. And you hit the nail right on the head, Mallory, when you said that, like, women should be keeping our standards high and should be calling men higher, to call them up, not to lower our standards to them and say, okay, if you want to go to the strip club, well, I guess that's fine, and I love you, bye. no, this is not the way how it should be. And they said, like, I guess they wouldn't define your partner going to that kind of entertainment show as cheating, but that is cheating with your mind, with your emotions, with their eyes. And I think that, like, that a strip club or whatever, the sexual dancing is a type of pornography. And I know probably these same girls would say, oh, I don't care if my partner watches pornography. I watch pornography. We watch pornography together, whatever. And pornography is a whole other topic of its own. But I share this to say, whether you're at the strip club or you're eyeing the hot waitress or whatever at wherever you are out and about, or you're watching pornography, it's all forms of cheating, because you're not being emotionally, mentally, like spiritually committed to your person. So yeah, I think that these girls mean what they say because they've been fed lies, because they've eaten the lies that we've been fed, like I said, since like the 1960s, that, oh, you need birth control if you want to succeed. You don't want to become pregnant. Your your fertility is holding you back. Pregnancy is an illness. It's a disease. You don't want to be pregnant. You can't achieve your dreams. And oh, by the way, since now we're controlling your bodies, we also want to make it clear to you that I don't have to be faithful to just you for you to be faithful to just me. I don't know.
Well, okay, so I think this will be good for you guys to answer, and we'll make it the Spotify question, and you guys can leave a comment. Do you think they know exactly what they're doing, or do you think they're just trying to be cool and they truly don't, but they want the men to like them, so they're just saying these things? Like, you guys tell us what you think. I do want to piggyback off what you said. I think you nailed it on the head. Nailed it on the
on the coffin.
You hit it on the head. I don't know why I say coffin.
Nail on the head.
On the head,
right?
Yeah.
Hit the head on
yes, hit the nail on the head.
So confused.
You were. I agree with what you said when you were talking about the men like pulling the strings. I do think when we talk about toxic masculinity, I do think when we talk about the patriarchy, this is what we're
referring to, people. Not the good guys at your church, not the guy that's pursuing you, not the man who's been dating you faithfully and wants to put a ring on your finger. That is not what we're talking about. No, that is not toxic masculinity. That is not the patriarchy. That's not what we're talking about.
No, this right here is patriarchy, because I just can't. The only person who benefits is the man from this whole scenario. The woman at the strip club is being objectified. Yes. Another person made a very good comment that I also want to point out. There's women who are at strip clubs that don't want to be there and that are there because of coercion, which is human trafficking. So, just another thing to remember, the next time you and the girlies and your men go out to the strip club, there are going to be people there that do not want to be there, that are being coerced. So that's just something to think about if you're going to go out. But the woman there is being objectified. Yeah. The girlfriend is being either brainwashed or brainwashed to think it's okay, there's no problem. Or she's sitting at home crying because she really doesn't want that. But she wants you to like her. So she's like, yeah, go for it. Sure, no problem. So the only person who comes out on top of this are these men. Are these men that they're taking advantage of the girlfriend and the girl at the club, at the strip club. So I think this is it's just such a perfect example of like today's culture. And I said this in the stitch that I made for TikTok and the Reels. This is exactly why I wanted to have a podcast, because I want us to change culture. Like, this is the perfect sign of the times. Like, for a girl to be like, because I mean, our parents would never. Our grandparents, couldn't, like, I'm sure there's one or two grandparents here and there, but like our grandparents growing up, and when they grew up, they would never, no woman would say she'd be okay with her husband going to a strip club. as a matter of fact, that was things that people like, your wife finding out that could ruin your life. Now it's just like, yeah, my boyfriend went, no problem. But yeah, and like you said to Mel about the sexual revolution, I think that's the other thing you said that I agree with. This is what was brought on, this is what came out of it. This is the fruit of the sexual revolution. So, I mean, what does that tell us there? If the fruit is so rotten, I mean, what do we know?
Yeah. We've been told to suppress our fertility, to make our bodies to behave like men if we want to succeed in life. And then to top it off, there's these horrible guys that are putting these lies into women's heads that they don't have to be faithful to you to love you. And I just want to throw in some theology of the body teaching in here that true love is defined as love is faithful, it is fruitful, it is total, and it is faithful, fruitful, total, faithful, fruitful. Oh, there's one more F I'm forgetting. But so faithful. You don't have to worry about your partner going to a strip club or watching pornography or physically cheating on you with another woman. Faithful. That love is total. It is a complete gift of you and that other person. You don't have to hold anything back in true love, in the covenant of marriage. It is total, faithful, fruitful. So
fruitful.
Yes. So in a covenant of marriage, ideally, love will bring forth children. I was talking with a priest earlier this week, and he said something to me that I had never heard before. Like the love from a married couple, a holy couple that is married through the Lord, and that all their signs of affection to each other, whether it's a kiss or a hand holding or when they are embracing each other through the marital act, that all those signs of affection radiate grace throughout the world. And I had never heard that said before. And then the last thing I remember is love is free. So you don't have to be forced to do something you don't want to do. You don't have to feel like you're forced to be in that relationship. That is not true love. If there's some type of, well, if you really love me, you'll do X, Y, and Z. And if you really love me, you'll let me go to the strip club. You'll let me watch pornography. You'll let me go hang out with so-and-so late at night, blah, blah, blah. So again, real love is free, total, faithful, and fruitful. And the last thought I want to share on theology of the body is that true love is willing the good of the other, is wanting the best for the other person, even if that may, hurt you or whatever that is, even if it's hard, you want the best for that other person. And the opposite of love is use. It's using people as objects. And so in relation to the strip club and watching these women or whoever, it's objectifying these humans and looking at them as though they are objects. It is the total opposite of love. As humans, we're meant to love humans, and we're meant to use objects, not use humans and love objects. So I just really wanted to put that out there.
All right. I mean, that's a good way to wrap this segment up. Welcome to church, everyone.
Hallelujah.
For those that don't know, this is a podcast where we talk about things from the Christian